All right, in this video, we're going through the complete always-on receptionist model from top to bottom. I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean by step-by-step, play-by-play, what I would do to implement voice AI so you never miss another inbound lead ever again. I cannot stress this enough. This is the most comprehensive breakdown I've done in this channel about how to stop literally handing jobs to your competitors. And I'm going to walk you through the entire implementation framework that we charge tens of thousands of dollars for in our Done For You program. So if you're new here, welcome. Everything we talk about in this channel is using voice AI and automation to help all companies make substantially more money. All right, so today we are laser focused in home service businesses because this is where the opportunity is absolutely massive. Here's what most people don't know. According to the industry data from Service Titan, Jobber, House Call Pro, the three biggest platforms tracking this entire thing. The average home service business misses somewhere between 27 to 35% of their inbound calls. Now, let me say that again. 1 out of every 3 calls gone. And that's not just a missed call. That's a job you already paid for with your own marketing dollars that you just handed for free to the next contractor in Google search, basically the Google search results page. If you're already a subscriber, welcome back. Absolute pleasure to have you here. But if you don't know me, you're probably wondering, who the hell am I and why should you listen to me? Well, my name is Kevin Campos and I wear 2 very specific hats in the voice AI world. First, I'm the project manager for Synflow's enterprise clients. That means when Fortune 500 companies and major corporations want to implement voice AI at scale, I am the guy architecting their systems, managing their deployments, and making sure everything actually works in the real world. So I see what works at the highest level. I see the implementations that generate millions in captured revenue. I see the bottlenecks that cost companies 6 figures every single day. But here's one thing. Not everyone is an enterprise client with a technical team and unlimited budget. Most business owners are incredible at their craft, plumbing, HVAC, roofing, electrical, you literally name it, but they don't have the time per se or technical expertise to build these systems themselves, and they shouldn't have to. So that's why I always run my own implementation agency, and I always have. So we take care of the people who want to outsource this work to someone who genuinely knows what they're doing, someone who's not learning on the dime, someone who's already made all the mistakes regarding enterprise budgets and figured out exactly what works, right? So we've gone through thick and thin when it goes throughout the learning process itself. While you're out in the field doing the actual work on a roof, under a sink, in a crawl space, installing systems, I'm here building voice AI systems that capture every single lead, book every appointment mostly, and turn your phone line into a 24/7 revenue generating machine. So I see the patterns you are too busy to see. I see what's actually costing you your money versus what you think is costing you money, right? And more importantly, I know exactly how to fix it using Synflow because I do this at the highest level every single day. So today, I'm gonna give you the complete operational playbook that I have learned myself and that has been very successful throughout the way. So let's dive straight in. Okay. Cool. So let's start off with the foundation. Know your numbers, okay? Number 1, and this is the most important. You absolutely have to start by doing the actual math on what a missed call costs your business in real dollars. If you're trying to build or grow your business and you don't know this number with precision, you're operating blind, basically. You are a pilot flying through a storm with no instruments whatsoever. So you have literally no idea what you're losing on a daily basis. It becomes this random stumble into profit situation where you just hope things work out, and that's not always the best way to run things. So I've consulted with over 400 home service businesses in the last 3 years. The ones even making 7 figures plus, they all know this number down to the dollar. The ones struggling to break past 500K, well, they're the ones that are guessing. So they have no clarity. They tell me things like, well, we get a lot of calls or our phone's pretty busy, but that's not data, right? That's a feeling. So here's the math, and it's actually super simple. So this is the formula. The average job value times closing rate on warm inbound basically equals real-time cash value on 1 call. So let me break this down with a real example. So let's say you're an HVAC company and your average ticket price is a furnace installation of $5,000, right? And from your CRM data, you know that when someone calls you directly from a warm inbound lead, you close them 60% of the time. So if you do the math, 5,000 times 0.60 basically equals out to $3,000, right? So that means every single time your phone rings and goes to voicemail, you didn't just miss a sale, you just vaporized $3,000 in potential revenue. So it's not theoretical money, it's cash that should be in your bank account. So this is the compound effect, right? So now let me show you what this looks like when you zoom out, right? So a 30,000 foot view for you guys. Most home service businesses with high ticket offers tell me they miss somewhere around 5 to 8 calls per week. So let's be conservative and say you just miss 3 calls per week, right? 3 missed calls times $3,000 is $9,000 per week in lost revenue. So multiply that by 52 weeks. So you basically miss out on $468,000 per year in revenue. So you're simply just not capturing that. And here's the part that should make you absolutely furious. You already paid for those leads. You spent money on Google Ads, on your website, on your tracking rep, on your reputation to get them to call you. They wanted to give you money. They chose you, and then you just didn't answer. You need to get absolute clarity on what one missed call cost you in real cash, because once you have that number, everything else just becomes crystal clear. Once you know that a missed call costs you $3,000, the idea of paying a human receptionist $18 an hour to maybe answer the phone 70% of the time, who takes lunch breaks, who calls in sick, who gets distracted by the guy walking in the door, that starts to look like an absolute terrible deal at the end of the day, right? So here's where we go into the next part. Right now, once you've actually done the math and you have clarity on the real cost, you need to pick your specific AI model. This is critical because different service types and different offers require completely different approaches. So you have to play into your natural strengths and know your market and how it actually buys. Okay, so for some home service businesses, there are 2 core models that just absolutely dominate. So I've tested both extensively across multiple industries, and I'm going to break down exactly when to use each one. So this is the first model, right? The book and dispatch agent. This is your pure efficiency play if you're running a high volume service business. Basically plumbing, electrical, appliance repair, things like that, right? This is probably your best bet. So here's how it works. The voiceAI agent's only job is to answer every single call 24/7. Qualify the lead based on your specific parameters, service type, urgency, zip code, whatever you really need, and then book the job directly onto your calendar using your existing scheduling software, whatever that software is. Zero friction, zero human intervention needed. Your technicians just wake up in the morning, open their app, and see a fully booked day. Every appointment already has the customer's name, address, service requested, and any special notes that the AI gathered throughout the call, including a call summary or maybe even a call transcript. Right? So let me give you a real example. We implemented this for a home services company in the Phoenix metro area. These guys were doing about 2.3 million a year. Good business, but they were struggling with a very specific problem. So after hours emergency calls, they were using one of those traditional answering services, you know, the ones that are outsourced to a call center, people reading from scripts, zero context about the business. And this service was dropping around 40% of their after-hour leads, which was just brutal. So people would call at home after working all day, get a weird experience with someone who didn't care about their business, and then they just call the next company to see who had a good service or a better service at the end of the day, right? So we built a book and dispatch agent using Synflow, which is the voiceAI platform we use for all our implementations. Now, we don't own our own AI technology. We're not trying to be OpenAI or Google. What we are is absolute experts at using Synflow's platform to build precisely what your business needs. That's what we are. We know every single feature, every single integration capability, every optimization technique, because we live in this software every single day. We configured their Synflow agent and automations to understand their exact service menu, knew their technician availability, and could book appointments in real time after hours directly into their House Call Pro system. First month after implementation, they basically booked 42 additional jobs between 4 p.m. and 8 a.m. That's the time window where they previously captured almost nothing. And at their average emergency service call rate at $485, that was $20,370 in new revenue they were just letting evaporate to voicemail every single month. 1 year later, that single AI agent had generated an additional $244,000 in captured revenue. Not new marketing, not more texts, just answering the phone intelligently when they could not. So this is model number 2, right? The qualify and transfer agent. So this is a completely separate agent. So now, if your business operates on higher ticket jobs that require more of a consultative sale, think roofing, solar installations, major kitchen renovations, foundation repair, you probably want to run the qualify and transfer model instead. So here's the philosophy that I have for you guys. Right? So you don't want to book these jobs automatically because they need your expertise, your sales skills, your ability to build rapport. Not saying the voice AI can't do that, but I'm saying you probably do it better. You know your business a lot better at the end of the day. But you also don't want to waste your time on tire kickers, people outside your service area, or leads that are not qualified. So the AI becomes your perfect screener. It always answers 24/7, has an intelligent conversation with the lead, asks your qualifying questions, budget range, timeline, property type, decision maker status, gathers all their information, and then performs a live warm transfer directly to you or your top salesperson's cell phone. Not to mention, if you want to book straight into your calendar for when you're available, this can be done as well. It's just a preference. Think about what this means, right? You only spend your valuable time talking to perfectly qualified leads, ready to buy customers who have already been vetted. Every single person who gets transferred to you is someone who's worth talking to. I'll give you another real case study. We did this for a home improvement company, specifically window replacements in Indiana, right? So the premium installer, the average job is around $18,000 to $25,000. So the owner's time is incredibly valuable, as you already may know. When he's on the phone with a qualified homeowner, his close rate was about 75%, which were absolutely insane numbers. But his problem was volume. So he was personally answering his business line, and he'd get 30 to 40 calls a week, which sounds pretty good, right? Except about 60% of those calls were garbage. So people just price shopping, people calling for a repair he doesn't do, people way outside his service area. He was spending around 12 to 15 hours every single week on the phone with people who would never buy from him. So we implemented Qualify and Transfer Agent using Synflow. And this is where our expertise really matters. So Synflow gives you the tools, but knowing the architecture, the conversation flow, how to set up the qualifying logic, which questions to ask in which order, how to handle objections naturally, that's where the years of experience really come into play. We really think about it. So we built voice AI agents on Synflow for the past 2 years, which means we know what works and what doesn't. So now every call gets answered immediately by his Synflow agent. The AI has a completely natural conversation, asks questions such as what type of property, when are you looking to get this done, do you own the home, what's your budget range, are you getting other quotes, how many windows do you guys need replaced, and if they hit the qualification criteria, instant warm transfer to the cell. All right, so if they don't qualify, the AI politely handles it, offers to email additional information, and moves on. Maybe you can even nurture them later on, right? It's completely up to you. So the result, he now makes around 8 to 12 calls per week instead of 30 to 40, but his close rate stayed exactly at the same 75% because he's only talking to the right people. So he got back 10 hours per week of his life, his stress dropped dramatically, and his actual revenue increased by 18%. He could focus his energy on qualified opportunities. All right, so how do you choose? Right, here's my simple framework. Choose book and dispatch if you have standardized service pricing, the buying decision is quick around the same day or next, volume is your game, or your text can close on site. All right, now choose qualify and transfer if your average job is around $10,000, you need a consultative sales conversation, you do estimates or proposals, or your personal close rate is significantly higher than average. You might even run both models simultaneously, but for different service lines. And we have a plumbing company that uses book and dispatch for their service calls and drain cleaning, but qualify and transfer for their repiping and water heater replacement jobs. And it works beautifully, okay? So Implementation is where you learn, all right? So you've done the math, you picked your model. Now comes the part where most people get paralyzed, actually implementing this thing. So let me be extremely clear about something. You have to officially place the bet. You have to commit to investing into implementation, because this is where you expose all the real problems that are hiding in your business. And trust me, there are a whole stack of problems waiting for you that you don't even know exist yet. So what means when a customer has a weird edge case your AI hasn't been trained on? What does that mean? How does the AI handle rescheduling requests? What about refund conversations? What about the customer who wants to add a service mid-call? You have to solve these problems, and they're in your business right now. You just don't see them because you're handling them manually without really thinking about it. So here's the thing people don't understand. If you go slow trying to avoid problems, those problems are all still there. They're just hidden. You're hiding them away, costing you money silently. But if you go fast and implement aggressively, you service those problems quickly, solve them in a compressed time frame, and you get to profitability, scalability exponentially faster. The operational software update, this is where you have to update what I call your operational software, okay? So this is basically a completely different topic, where the software that runs in your brain, scratch it from the operational software update. This is where now the operational software update. This is where you have to update what I call your operational software, the software that runs in your brain about how businesses actually work. The old model of I'll call them back when I'm done with this job or something like that is dead. It's over. Your competitor is already taking an AI to your potential customer in real time when you're under a sink listening to your voicemails on your lunch break. All right. By the time you call back 3 hours later, they've already booked with somebody else. You have to take your best salesperson, your best dispatcher, the person in your company who naturally knows how to qualify, handle objections, create urgency, and turn that human's expertise into code that runs 24/7 hours a day. Well, 24/7 a day, 365 days a year, without vacation, without sick days, without bad moods, without anything, right? Except pure dedication of what you want. Yes, there will be challenges. I know there are some of you thinking, but Kevin, what if the AI messes up? What if the AI says something wrong? What if customers hate it? Valid concerns. Let me address them directly. First, yes, the AI will need refinement. It's not magic. We're not talking about science fiction here. You're going to launch it, monitor the calls, find the gaps, and dial it in. That's called running a business. Every system you've ever implemented in your CRM, things like your scheduling software, your truck routing system, required the exact same process. It's never perfect from the beginning. But the reality check is that your current system is already messing up constantly. You're missing 30% of your calls. That's not a mess up, that's a catastrophe. All right. So the humans are not answering your phone right now. They have bad days, right? They mishear things. They forget to log notes. They give consistent information. That's what's happening right now to your humans answering your phone, right? So a voice AI assistant, specifically well-configured sinful agent built by people who know exactly what they're doing, provides the consistency you're actually looking for. It says exactly what you trained it to say every single time. And then when you try to find a gap, you will fix it in the Sinful platform, and it's fixed forever, right? This is why we focus exclusively on Synflow. We're not jumping between platforms, testing different things, technologies, spreading ourselves thin. We've chosen the best voice AI platform in the market, and we've mastered it completely. We know its capabilities inside and out, and we know how to push it to do things that most users don't even realize were possible. So look, I get it. It might feel overwhelming. I get it. My YouTube channel is full of videos that can help you build confidence in voice AI in general. So I've got tutorials on integrations, on training AI agents, on monitoring call quality, on every aspect of implementation. But I want to really be transparent with you. Okay, I put about 10 to 15% of what I actually know in free content like this on YouTube. The real secret sauce, the exact implementation frameworks, the proven processes, the technical architecture, the operational efficiencies that are proven to work for any business. I reserve that for my paid implementation done for you services. That's completely obvious. And now why, you may be asking? Well, because the operators making serious money who want to make themselves dramatically richer understand that execution is everything. Free information is great for awareness, but precise execution requires structured implementation, okay? So for business owners who are ready to move fast and want this done right, we have done for you implementation services using Synflow. This is our premium offer to you. Here's what you need to understand. Synflow is the voiceAI platform. It's the technology foundation of voiceAI. Think of it like having access to professional construction tools, but just because you have a hammer and a saw doesn't mean you can build a house. We're the master craftsmen who know exactly how to use Synflow to build a system that actually works for specific businesses. We come in, we sit down with you, we do the complete financial analysis, we help you pick the exact right model for your business, and then we build and implement the entire always-on system for you from top to bottom using Synflow's platform. So we handle everything: the technical setup in Synflow, the integrations in your existing software, and the conversation design, the agent training, the voice selection, the testing phase, the monitoring, the optimization, you name it. You get a full functional Synflow powered system that is just generating revenue on the go 24/7. And we stay with you to make sure that it keeps working flawlessly. We are generally exceptional at what we do because we've mastered the specific platform. We understand that you're playing, right? We understand the game you're playing. You're going to invest money with us because you want to learn and turn it into substantially more money, as I explained earlier. We play the game at an extremely high level, and our clients' results basically speak for themselves. If you're a do-it-yourself type of person or you've got a technical team in-house, we also have our voiceAI implementation course in our community for $500. So you can give it a shot with your technical team if you want to do it yourself. It's a complete curriculum on how to use Synflow effectively. Every framework, every template, every script, every decision tree, every optimization technique we've learned from building hundreds of these systems. Both options have links in the description down below. Now just pick a path that makes sense for you and your timeline. All right. So the bottom line is, let me bring this all home with one final thought. So right now, today, you guys are watching this video. Your competitors are making decisions. Some of them are choosing to stay, stuck with the old model, hoping their phone numbers get answered, dealing with missed calls, accepting that that's just how it is. But some of them, the ones who are going to dominate your market in the next 24 months, are implementing systems like this right now. And they're capturing every single lead, and they're operating 24/7. And they're scaling without adding massive overhead. So the question for you is, which side of that divide are you going to be on?